Listen. Make sure you like this video as you are coming in. Make sure you like it. Thank you. What is up, y'all? It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. Listen, this time, honey, it looked like Empress Radio is out here calling out True T for doxing people. Say it ain't so. Empress Radio says True T is out here doxing people. I guess she meant to say retracted their names, but how are you saying we are attempting to dox you at a job when I don't work a job? LOL, dumb, but you're the one who's doxing people, putting out their real names on the internet. This lady is unhinged, and the reason I'm not responding to her anymore, she's crazy and wants people to match her crazy, but I just want you guys to know what she's up to. She really matched YouTubers with their real names. So I see Marcella Wente Talks. She had scratched out these people's real names. Caramel Rail. Y'all know that her and Caramel Rail, has had a beef for quite some time. Prosperity Thick Girl. 40. Uppity Unicorn. It's all these damn people. Drop the mic. Brown Skin Girl in Empress Radio. Okay? I guess she didn't have Empress Radio real name. So let's see what some people think about this. One person says, I think she wants people to report Here for the Hot Teas page to YouTube and cause her to lose her channel. Here for the Hot Tea channel has grown, and I personally think she is jealous of her. Ain't she using one of her pages to work now, since she can't work under her name? So why would she go against Here for the Hot Tea? And allegedly, I believe we just reported that Here for the Hot Tea was helping her work under a different channel. So now people are saying she's jealous of Here for the Hot Tea, because if she was my friend and she helped me to get back on YouTube, right? There is no way I would be using her page to attack others. That's not what friends do. Another person says she must stop. Don't worry. God is bigger than True T. Another person says this is unreal and people actually support and sit under a lunatic like this. Shaking my MFing head. Another person says, wow, she's spiraling. This is getting weird and dangerous. It's giving obsessed and deranged. Another person says this is ridiculously insane and getting out of hand. It is not worth all of this. Another person says, put my name on the top, please. Please do it. Y'all know me. I be in those comments so fast. Please put me on the hit list of my YouTube family. I will declare war. Facts, please include me too, because I'm their viewer too. Another person says, wow, she's really crazy for that. Another person says, OMG. Now, anyone who defends this is just as low as she is. This is going far. Well, it has gone even further. Yeah, it's just like, oh, Lord. I told y'all I was trying to, defend her because, we all make mistakes, and there really isn't a rule book or guidebook on really how to, be a YouTuber, but you can't be falling out with everybody. It's not right, what people do to her as well, I just tried to really be fair about it, but yeah, this is like getting out of hand. Me personally, if I was in her position, I wouldn't be trying to fall out with people. I would be trying to make friends. Okay? Can't keep making an enemy out of everybody, because then what ends up happening is you become your own enemy within the process. Okay? So that is how I see it. But a lot of you, are fans of hers. I get it. You love her and she's funny and talented. But like I told y'all, it's not just about being funny and talented, or beautiful. You have to, this is a social media platform. You have to be able to get along with people. You have to be respectful of people's boundaries. Um, so yeah, I wish everybody well. I'm not on anybody's side. I just want us to have a real conversation about this. And like if we really like people, I just feel like we need to be like keeping them honest and saying, hey, you know, don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't go terrorizing this person and this person. Um, you just can't go getting into it with everybody. Some of y'all said that Empress Radio is a liar. I don't know her personally. I really don't know who's lying, but if she's coming for all these people, it's not smart right now. I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. It's just less than smart at this point. So, a lot of people, unfortunately, they are their own enemy. They self-sabotage. And you gotta look at how certain stuff is playing out after a while and just, be on some shiggity where, hey, I need to get along with people. I need to make more allies than enemies. And like I said before on my other video, you do that by staying in your lane, being respectful to people, sticking to your commentary. And yes, it's going to be mess and foolishness. And if you want to talk about it, every now and again, you can. But yeah, you just got to stay in your own lane, you guys. So what do y'all think of that? I know a lot of you all are fans. Have you tried like talking to her, or do you kind of feel like Empress is lying about this? Like, how do you all feel? Because I know it's kind of half and half. So let's see what some of you all think about this. As far as, just your opinions on True T. One person says TT shouldn't keep going so low with her commentary. She should have kept it to non-drama. Another person says True T was real about things like the channel. She not gonna back down from people that's talking about her. Another person says, I love True T. Consider her to be exceptional. It appeared the bigger she got in y'all's podcast industry, she began to take everything personal, accuse others of stealing her content, threatening. Now, really quickly, I want to mention something. We all talk about the same stuff. And I do see some people, I'm not saying her, per se, but I see a lot of people doing this where they love saying, oh, well, this person is copying off of me. Now, I don't know about the situation where her and Caramel Red, maybe that was going on, maybe not. I don't really know what's true and what's not true. But one thing I do see people doing is they love saying like people is copying off of them, and we all talk about the same shit. We do. If Martell end up getting arrested, if he end up going to court, we're all going to talk about it. There's different layers and levels to talking about these people, but it's like everybody is in the same industry. Do you see what I'm saying? So yeah, certain stuff will be similar here and there. So, let's continue what this person is saying. She began to take everything personal, accuse others of stealing her content and threatening others. I didn't understand why, since she was so on top of her game. Like I said before, it does not matter how talented you are. Okay, look at Portia, you guys, on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Got all that money and access and got low self-esteem. Don't know who she is without a man. So you can have all the accolades, shout out to Nene, you can have all the money, you can have the good looks, but if you don't have certain strategies for how you're going to deal with people, you're not going to win. And everybody will become an enemy because you really are your own enemy at the end of the day. And this isn't just about me, saying that about her. It's just, this is how life is. Okay? This is just how it goes. You got to be your own friend. And if certain people are negative, all you can do is just stay away from them. Stop mentioning them and this, that, and the third. And don't take the stuff too serious. This is a TV show. And I told y'all before, I'm not going to court over none of these people on this show. I'm not that invested in them. I may hell, the person I really liked was Melody, but I'm not going to court over Melody. I will go to court over Chantel. That's my child. But I don't have them type of ties to Melody. I'm not, about to be involved in these people's personal business like that. I will do commentary. I will tell you what I would do if I was in their situation. I will support Melody, when it comes to the custody case and the revenge P case against Martell. And let's cross our fingers, honey, that she wins both of those because she deserves that victory. But I'm not going to be getting involved. I got my own problems, is what I'm saying, honey. Miss Robinson trying to pay these bills. We ain't got time to be trying to pay an attorney for, like some stuff it ain't really got nothing to do with me. So, yeah. Another person says, I'm glad you finally know, they were talking about me, what was actually going on with TT. She seemed to always feel like people were coming for her when they weren't. Before all of this started, I stopped watching her because she picks on folks that ain't did and said nothing to her or about her. YouTube took her channel because she was reported for being a bully. Once they investigated, they found evidence of that claim. She was definitely telling people if she found them in certain people's chats she didn't like, she would block them from her channel. That's childish. People are grown and can listen to whoever they want to listen to. I agree with that last part. Yeah, you can't tell other people to, who to like, who to listen to. Another person says everyone has talked about the same thing over and over again. It's getting out of hand. There's more than enough room for everyone to be doing the same thing as you, but differently, all at the same time. For everyone here, YouTube is a side hustle, nothing major, but it should never be personal, especially how personal this has become. So, yeah. Yeah, it's too personal. And I told y'all, one of my favorites from that, because we all do kind of the similar commentary, but I really like Queen Sheba. I really like her. Now, I always will tell y'all, I don't agree with everything that she be talking about, because over there with that Sweet Tea and Dr. G, that Married to Medicine stuff, I just could not get into her commentary at all. I couldn't get jiggy with it. But for the most part, I feel like she moves with confidence. She moves with, respect for herself. And, she knows how to get along with people in these social media streets. She moves with a certain grace and maturity. And, I really enjoy her reviews, her breakdowns. I really admire her work. You know what I'm saying? So, just people are different. People are different, but I feel like everything happens for a reason, and it's not too late to take a negative situation and make it into a positive one. You can learn from anything, and this is a learning lesson for her and other people, so that's how I see it. So the same person says, well, actually, this is another person, child. A mess. True T says a lot of crazy things. Don't listen to her. If people don't like it, they have a choice to not click on her channel. I respect True T because she found that attorney that stopped Maurice from suing any blogger that he just felt like suing. That alone, I respect her. However, all these bloggers talk ish too about whatever and whomever they like. Some disrespectfully Some stopped using Knox Holt's real name and was calling that baby Miles Morales and began spewing hate speech against the poor child. Many content creators need to accept responsibility for how irresponsible they have been as well. So what do y'all think of that? Another person says to that, I like True T. She was the only content creator that spoke the truth of people's characters. She did not hold back. But if there are rules and regulations, you have to follow what you have to follow. Overall, people can have a powerful voice and speak strongly, but they do not want for anyone to tell them they need to pull back. And I do believe True T did that. You have to pull back from, no matter how powerful your voice is. I do hope she can come back. Child, I'm just trying to read the comments, honey. Another person says, see, here's my thing. You can't do something to my dog and then think I'm not going to do something to your cat. Secondly, if and when I decide to fight back, you can't tell me how to fight back. Then try to throw rocks and hide your hands. In my opinion, Empress and some of the others did their little dirt, but got upset at how True T decided to handle things. Another person says, I'm disappointed with True T. I still like her, but she has blown this way out of proportion. She needs to let it go. YouTube took her channel down for a reason. I like both content creators, but they both need to let it go. They're talking about her and Empress. So what do y'all think about that? Oh, and in other news, honey, we got our boy Smokey Robinson, honey, my cousin, okay? My cousin Smokey. I love me some Smokey Robinson, honey. What's that song I like? So take a good look at my face and see my smile is out of place. Okay, Tracks of My Tears. That's the song. When I tell you I love that. Love me some Smokey. Why they coming out? Why y'all come after these niggas when they about to croak over? How about coming when the shit is, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to victim blame, but we gotta make this shit make sense. Okay? We gotta make it make sense. You should be coming. This is Smokey Robinson. Okay? What Smokey? Look. We got Diddy on trial for his shenanigans, but Smokey, what Smokey gonna do to you? And people say that these people, they're scared of these celebrities, they're powerful, they got money. I get it, but if somebody has came at you in a sexual way, we'll say it like that, you need to report it on site when it happened. That's when it looks, in my opinion, okay, the most believable. Okay, I get that people, I'm not talking about the Diddy situation, because that's different, and we know Diddy be hiring people and be, and then there are a lot of, music people that are like Diddy, so I'm not trying to excuse that, but it's like, why are we waiting damn near to a motherfucker, like, he in his last days, basically, okay? So Smokey Robinson has been accused of sexual assault by a former housekeeper in a $50 million lawsuit. Robinson, 85, this nigga is 85, allegedly sexually harassed and assaulted 4 former housekeepers employed between 2006 and 2024. Smokey Robinson was accused of sexual misconduct and false imprisonment Tuesday in a lawsuit filed by 4 anonymous former employees, according to documents obtained by Fox News Digital. Smokey, 85, is accused of harassing and assaulting 4 former housekeepers who worked at his Chetworth's home between 2006 and 2024. According to the suit, the accusers are seeking $50 million in damages. What do y'all think about this? We go stay up to date, honey, on this story. But yeah, that's just, like I said, I feel sorry for anybody that has happened to, but it just kind of looks funny to me. It does. It's like, this man 85. Where was you at when he was 75? Okay, when he was 65. Why we couldn't report it then? So what's going on now? Okay. So let's see what the people think about this. One person says this is an organized crime at this point. Another person says, why in the world did they not call the police after the first time it happened, allegedly? Another person says Smokey Robinson has a net worth of over 150 million. That's all you need to know. Another person says another shakedown, LOL, the cost of living is serious. Another person says, oh please, this is getting ridiculous. Another person says Smokey Robinson is 100 years old. Come on now, these judges need to start locking these accusers up. Another person says, they say rich and famous black men don't make it out here clean. They're coming for you eventually. Another person says, how is his wife being sued for knowing previously, but each of them went back to work after he sexually assaulted them. Another person said, you've never heard of trying to keep your head and do your job. Report right then and there and you out of a job. It's become a part of the routine at this point. I disagree with this. Like I said before, I'm standing 10 toes down, not just because I'm a fan of Smokey Robinson, but this is cause and effect. When somebody is physically abusing you, and I had a situation not related to nothing like this where people were saying that I was being too loud or something. Do you know these people waited a whole year to report me? Waited a whole year, never called the police. Never called the police, so you don't have a complaint. Okay? Meanwhile, I think in my situation, I called the police on them because I report stuff in real time because I want everybody to know I'm being real about my report and I'm documenting it. When you report stuff to the police, it gets documented. It's in writing. Okay, they can pull it up. But when you wait a whole year to say that I'm so loud and I'm so noisy and oh my God, it's so unbearable, I gotta call bullshit. And I did call bullshit. You being a monitoring spirit, you being nosy as hell, you're purposely listening to me, acting as if I'm doing something to you. Now, meanwhile, I don't know you listening to me. Do you see what I'm saying? So you can't accuse me of shit. So get the fuck out of here. So let me calm down, child. But that shit, when I tell you that shit had me hot, if you don't get your motherfucking ass up out of here and find you something to do, you got the wrong bitch on the right day. Okay? Yeah, she's bothering me. She is so loud, but I'll wait a whole motherfucking year. A bitch will wait a year. You not know. These motherfuckers, this was what it came down to. They was mad that I did not talk to them. That's what it is. And I'm going to stand on it. I'm a beautiful woman. I mind my business. And that's what the fuck it was about. And people do not, especially women, they don't like pretty women. Pretty women that stay to themselves, that's about their business, that's on a mission in life, they don't like that. If I say that, people will be like, oh, you're being vain. Nobody's jealous of you. People will be jealous of you. They will. Okay? They be jealous. They be obsessive. You know them by their fruit. Okay? So, yeah. And these women, we already see what happened with Kenya and the girl Britt on Real Housewives of Atlanta. These women are just as bad as these men. What happens when you turn a man down? When you don't give him the time of day? He want to beat your ass. He want to call you a bitch. He want to be mean to you and tell you that you ain't all that. No way. That's what these women do. They will try to get you fired, get you put out of your home, everything. Jealous. Need attention. I'm not that bitch. I don't need no attention. If I need attention, I look in a motherfucking mirror. I'm very entertaining. Okay? So, yeah, find something to do. This ain't what you want. But yeah, when I tell you people are ridiculous, they are. And that is very ridiculous. Y'all weigh in though. Y'all let me know how y'all look at this situation. They didn't wait until this man about 100 years old and went back to work. Ain't no way in hell, you sexually assault me and I'm coming back to work for you. I'm calling the police. I'm getting an attorney and I'm going to sue on site. That's how you fix that. But when motherfuckers be reaching and be looking for attention and trying to get money and hating on the next motherfucker because that person ain't giving them no energy, child, it's a mess. But like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.